Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation on summer tips for staying cool. My name is Tiffany Jung. I'm a program specialist at AARP California, based in the San Diego office. And we're absolutely delighted today to have guest speakers from the County of San Diego Aging and Independent Services, AIS, and SDG&E to learn more about the San Diego Cool Zones, the Cool Fans program, and various no-cost, low-cost tips you can implement to reduce your energy bill and improve your comfort during the summer heat. Let's get some housekeeping settled. So please stay on mute if you're not speaking, just to reduce any background noise. Feel free to share your camera or stop your video based on your comfortability. We love to see your face if you're comfortable with it. We also have the chat feature if you want to ask your questions there, and we'll address them at the end of the presentation. Additionally, this meeting will be recorded so that we're able to share it with others who weren't able to attend today. Wanted to quickly give some background. What is AARP? AARP is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization with a membership of nearly 38 million nationally and nearly 3.3 million members here in California. At AARP, we work on behalf of people who are 50 plus and their families to empower people to choose how they live as they age. We champion positive social change, and we deliver value through advocacy, information, and service. Over the last 10 years, our focus has shifted from being a national organization to one that is creating relevance and impact at the local level for our members in the neighborhoods and communities where they live, which is why we're really excited to have this program specifically for San Diego County and the different resources available for those of you who live here. So why is this important? We really value livable communities, which is a livable place for all ages and a place that's safe, has usable outdoor spaces, provides opportunities for work and play, has this needed services and effective ways to get around no matter what age or life stage you're at. And this really happens around these 8 domains of livability that we have defined as transportation, social participation, respect and social inclusion, housing, civic participation and employment, communication and information, community support and health services, and outdoor spaces and buildings. And this is just important that we build this infrastructure where people can feel comfortable, living in their home as they age or being involved in their community. And that's why programs like the Cool Zones, Cool Fans, and other ways to make your home more livable or reduce costs is critical to a livable community. Next, I would love to introduce our amazing guest speakers who are here to share their summer tips for staying cool, as well as other programs and resources available here in San Diego County. So we're very grateful to have Mary, who is an administrative analyst with the County of San Diego AIS, who supports operations and strategic planning. She has a master's in public health from San Diego State University and over 10 years experience working with the county to provide community health programming. Additionally, we're very grateful to have Carolyn Ortiz, who is the outreach advisor for SDG&E and has really been a champion for over 40 years, providing programs and solutions and connecting customers to those resources. So we're really grateful to have you both here today and excited to hear your presentation about summer tips for staying cool and other resources available in San Diego County. So let's get started.
Hello, thank you so much. Can everyone hear me? Okay,
Yes.
Good. I'm sorry my picture's not there. I'm just scared if I touch something, something's going to go very wrong. So I'm just going to move with it this way. So like I said, thank you for joining us today. It's great to be here, and this is probably a good day. We were talking because the heat is so high today, so maybe I can give you some ideas to keep cool this summer. So first of all, we're going to talk about summer savings tips. We're asking people to power down, which means turn off office equipment, including monitors and printing, along with lights. Obviously, yes, you need your computers on at certain times, but if you're keeping them on all day long, if you're not using them, it does create electricity and heat as well. So it's always good to power down. When I go on vacation, I always unplug everything. At night, I shut my computer off. Always upgrade to Energy Star models that shut down. So if they shut down and hibernate after an activity, meaning if you walk away for a while, it will shut down and come back, which is really good. So things like that. Save on cooling. Cooling and heating makes up about 40% of your energy used in commercial buildings. We know that you're in homes and residents, but still we want you to know that it does probably 40% of your energy is used. Keep your HVAC systems running efficiently. Clean coils, replace filters, and check ducts and pump insulation for damage. This is more for the commercial side of it, but we're just letting you know in case you do work in a building or own your own building. You can save on lighting, use motion detectors, control lighting in frequent unoccupied areas. So in my home, we have outside the kitchen door, our light is not always on at night, but we do want light if somebody was to come up, right? So we installed a light that goes on automatically if somebody comes to the door or we walk outside, that we are going to need that light. Always install energy efficient products such as LED bulbs. These will really help save on your bill. The lights, especially if you can change them out in your house, you will see a difference in your bill. Block the sun. So this morning when I got up, I live at the beach area and it was starting to get pretty warm at like 9 o'clock. So I went and I shut all the blinds in my house where the sun was coming in at this time, where probably now I could go out and open them because the sun's moving. But, you know, try to do that. Try to block the sun by using your blinds and just setting your, we ask you to set your air conditioning at 86 or higher. So also fans. I use fans all the time in my house. Fans are probably the best way. I know it doesn't get as cool. And if you're living somewhere very hot, obviously you're going to need your air conditioning. But if you can shut your air off and when it starts getting a little cooler at night, turn the fans on and open the windows. It will really help to cool down the house. Next, please. So check your pricing plan. So everybody's on a pricing plan. If you're not sure what you're on, you can look on your bill or please give SDG&E a call and ask what plan you're on. And you can change your plan if you haven't changed it within the year. So we have all sorts of plans, meaning if you're not in your house at certain times, it might be best to be on a different plan, or you do not want to use your electricity, your big appliances, your washer and dryers, your dishwashers, your air conditioning. Between 4 and 9, we're asking you to please conserve the electricity at this time. This is a really crucial time and the rates are very high between these. So maximum electricity use the lowest rate after 9 or on weekends before 2. So make sure if you're going to use any of your major appliances, do it after 9. You'll see a savings on your bill. Keep your interior doors open to get the airflow and cooling your home. I know sometimes people think if you shut all the doors and the air conditioning's on, that's better. It's probably best to keep them open and just get the air moving in your home. Always avoid the oven. During the summer, I hardly ever use my oven. The slow cookers are the best way, barbecue, even stovetop, but those ovens really heat up the home. So if you don't have an air conditioning on, or if you do, and you turn that on, it's going to be using more air conditioning, right? So the ovens are huge not to use during the heat. So try not to use them during the heat. We have microwaves. You know, the slow pressure cookers are wonderful. The crock pots are incredible. So you can do a lot with them. Wash with cold water. Okay. Years ago, I would say, oh my gosh, that's not going to do anything. It's not going to get rid of the stains. It really does. Using warm water instead of hot water, it can cut a load's energy in half. Using cold water will save even more. Cold water helps your clothes last longer as well. That's a little tip. And when I was doing my on my account, my little audit on my home, my electric bill was real high, and I was like, gosh, I don't understand. You know, I'm cutting back on everything, but I did my own energy audit, and it showed that probably more than a half of my bill was from hot water. So I stopped using my, it's just my husband and I, so I just stopped using my dishwasher. You know, I started washing with cold water in the washing machine. So it really does make a difference. So if you can just shift the way you've done things in the past, you can really, you'll see a difference in your bill. Next. So like I said, check your pricing plans. Being on the right energy plan and shifting your energy use can save you a lot of money. And we talked about the interior doors. Keep your interior doors open to encourage airflow and cooling of your home. Avoid the oven. On hot summer days, avoid recipes that require the oven or stove. Get a slow cooker, like I said. An energy audit. Take a quick 5-minute survey to see where your electricity is going. And this is behind the My Account plan. Utilize super off-peak rates. Like I said, if you're working at different times that you're not home during the peak or off-peak, figure out what's the best plan for you and work with it. So like I said, you can call SDG&E, go over with us. You can look on your bill. I'm sure a lot of you probably already know what plan you're on, but you might want to change it. Maybe things have changed. Maybe you've retired. Maybe you got a second job and you're not home. So things change constantly. So it's best if you probably check it now. Like I said, using warm water instead of hot can really cut on your electric bill. So these are just some energy tips I wanted to give you. Yeah, so let's see, is there another slide? Yes, so I'm going to go over just some of our, what we have, our CARE, it's our CARE program, California Alternative Rates for Energy. This is something, it's an income qualified program. As you can see on the right-hand side, it tells you how many people in the household and how much money is max you can make for the whole combined household, right? So everybody in the home, the combined income can be no more than $34,840 with 1 or 2 people. And as you can see, each time you have more people in the home, it does go up the income. These income guidelines change every June. So if somebody's on the cusp now where they're like, well, I only make 100 or 200 more, you know, please check back next June. And if they do pretty much bump it like $400 a year, you receive, like I said, a 30% discount on your bill every month. Or if you don't qualify for the money, let's say you're on any of these programs to the left-hand side, Bureau of Indian, Low Income, Medicaid, National School Program, CalFresh, Head Start, Women and Children, CalWorks. Let's say your granddaughter's living with you, right? You're raising a granddaughter, she's living with you, and she is on the Women in WIC, the Women, Infants, and Children program, you would qualify for this program. So this is a wonderful program to help save on your bill if it's income or if you're on any of the programs to the left, the public assistance programs. So you can call us and we'll put you on this program. We're asking that the person that lives in the home, it's on the bill, needs to sign the application. Let's say you're the spouse and I'm not on the application and you're calling us in, just add your name to the application or just have your husband call us or whoever else is on the account, or you can do this online, or we have mail-in applications that you can use as well. So there's all sorts of ways to apply for this. Send it in, and yes, and every 2 years, they will contact you to make sure you qualify for this program. If you're on this program now and you say, wow, you know, it seems like that I'm not getting the CARE program anymore, most likely you dropped off. So a lot of times people, we send things in the mail and you might have thrown it out or who knows, you know, you need to call us back and you need to recertify for the CARE program. So if you're on it, like I said, and you feel like maybe you're not on it anymore because your bill seems to be getting a little higher, give us a call and we'll add you back. So that's a really important thing. And like I said, every 2 years, you will have to requalify for this program. Next. Okay, so this is my program. I love this program. I've been on this program, the level pay plan, for about 20 years now. What this program does, it smooths out fluctuations in your SDG bill. So let's say I live at the beach and I do not have an air conditioner, but in winter, my bills get really high because I have that heater on, right? So I'm on this program, and what it does is every 3 months, it'll adjust, right? So it keeps your monthly payment the same at 3 months, and then it adjusts quarterly instead of monthly to affect your use. So let's say my bill in the summer is, I don't know, I'm just going to tell you $40, let's just say. And then my winter bill might be $250, and I don't want that spike in these bills. So what's going to happen, it's going to adjust. So in the summer, I'm going to be paying more, obviously, because I'm on this plan, but in the winter, I'm going to be paying a lot less. So there is no surprise on your bill with this plan. It's a great way to budget. If you're on a budget, you will know exactly where you stand with this bill. It'll just, like I said, my bill probably hasn't gone up in the last 20 years, up and down more than maybe $10 to $15. So like I said, you will be paying more in the months that you usually don't pay as much, but it's a great program to get on if you really want to know what your bill is. So like I said, if you can look at the graph, it's without the dark is without level pay plan, and the light is with the pay plan. And it's based on a historical usage. So it's based on the usage like a year prior to that. And if you're planning on moving a lot, this probably is not a good program for you, only because it's like kind of like a piggy bank where you put money in and they take it out, put it in. So unless you're planning on staying, I say for at least a year, maybe this isn't a good plan. But if you're in your home and you've been there a while and you are, really worried about your bill going up or down, this is a great program to be on. You can call us and get on this program. You can get on it online, log in and get on my account, SDG&E my account. You can do all of it in my account. Next, please. So I'm just going to go just touch on the public safety power shutoffs, PSPS. As we all know, fire season is probably a year event with California now, and it's getting more and more months are involved in this. So what SDG&E and other power companies sometimes turn off power to fire-prone areas during high risk, okay? So what this is if we're in a really high wind area and all of a sudden it's blowing and we're scared it's going to spark a fire, they will come in and the shutoff will happen in the high risk fire areas. But all San Diego could be impacted. It's more and more, not just the mountains, it's more and more, we see fires everywhere now. So we're asking you to please prepare with a plan and an emergency kit, okay? Even if you don't live in the fire areas, as everybody knows, if they've lived here, I think it was like 2006 or whatever, when we had those big fires. It was happening off University City, right? I mean, University, UTC area, they were jumping the freeway. So everybody should really be prepared with a plan and an emergency kit, and know that that if it is high winds or there's a fire, SDG&E will go in and shut the service off. We don't know how long it will take. Sometimes it's what they need to do is after they shut it off, the helicopters need to come up and check the wires to make sure there was no damage. But we're hoping, we're praying that this isn't going to happen. But if it does, we want you to know. And they will contact you in your area if they're planning on doing shutoffs, and they will open community resource centers. So what this is you can go to a resource center in your area. They will let you know. We will be there, SDG&E. We will have water for you, food. We will have things for you to plug in. There's all sorts of things. We're there to help you. So know that if you are shut off, there will be a place for you to go to, like I said, charge things, get some water, just to make it a safer place. We used to do them in air-conditioned, like community centers, some of the cool zone sites we'd use, but unfortunately, because of COVID, last year we did walk up, where we did have stations. So we had a big motor home where you could plug in, or you drove by and we would give you the backpack and all the resources for you. I don't know how it looks this year, if we're going to have indoor or drive-through again, but there will be something for you. Like I said, we will contact you before this happens, but we just want you to know to try to prepare with a plan and an emergency kit. That's super important. Next, please. Okay, so those are just little tips on how to stay cool. And if you were to have a public safety power shut off, we are here to help you. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much, Carolyn. Hi again, everybody. My name is Mary, and I'm with Aging and Independent Services, and really appreciate Tiffany inviting and coordinating this presentation today. As you can see with Carolyn's great tips, it really is important to know and to prepare in this heat, just in case there's extreme heat. For the next few slides, I just wanted to go over something. It's a program called the Cool Zone program within the County of San Diego, Aging and Independent Services. And please let me know if you have any questions or clarifications towards the end of the presentation, and I'd be happy to answer what I can. But even though COVID, of course, is still the forefront of a public health concern here in San Diego, especially throughout California, extreme heat, especially in the summer, is still a major public health concern and something that we need to be aware of and prepare for and try to prevent. Extreme heat is essentially a period of time when there is high humidity and high temperature for a few days. It could be, 90 degrees or higher for a few days. And because our body is working harder to maintain normal body temperatures, this extreme heat can put us at risk or cause a variety of health illnesses and sometimes even death. So things like heat stroke, heat exhaustion, and heat cramps. And so what we have is a program called the Cool Zones program to try to prevent those, as well as all the tips that Carolyn shared as well to make sure that we are safe during this extreme and warm heat that we're having, especially during the summertime. So cool zones, they're also referred to as cooling centers elsewhere outside of San Diego, but essentially they are free air-conditioned spaces that older adults, people with disabilities, and honestly, anybody, any individuals or groups can go to and access to get a little break or a little respite from the heat. So say, for example, you were grocery shopping and you're on your way home, but it's getting really warm because it's 12 o'clock, in the day. You can stop by one of the cool centers or cool zones that are located throughout the county just to get a little bit of a break and allow your body to rest up before you go outside again. Not only are you getting relief from the heat by utilizing these cool zones, but as Carolyn mentioned before regarding utility bills and electricity, this is also a way for you to save on individual utility bills and then help conserve energy for the community as a whole. So for example, if you and a few neighbors say you don't have air conditioning in your homes and there's a library that's a designated cool zone, a couple streets down, if you're all able to utilize that space throughout the day, that block is now essentially reserving and saving some energy for the community and then hopefully saving on your individual utility bills as well. This program, the Cool Zones program, has been around since 2001. And just like a lot of our great programs in the county, it would not be possible without our great partnerships. So we have Aging and Independent Services, which is a division within the County of San Diego. And we partner with SDG&E to help coordinate and designate established sites and our network of Cool Zone sites throughout the county. We also partner with 211 San Diego, as well as the AIS call center. So if you have any questions, if you know anyone who has any questions about the Cool Zone program, you're able to speak to a live person who can give you more information, tell you some of the sites that are close by, and answer any questions that you may have. And then, of course, we also have our organizations or sites. They can be public, private sites, any facilities throughout San Diego that open their air-conditioned doors for us so that we're able to get some relief from the heat. So any public, private, for-profit, or not-for-profit organization can participate and become a designated cool zone. In order to become designated, meaning, they're kind of vetted through AIS, they have to agree to and submit to the following standards of participation. Sharing with this, so one, if you know of any organizations or facility that may be interested, these are kind of the requirements that we ask of each of the facility. But also, as a visitor going to the cool zone, this is what you can expect as well. So each of these sites should have a working air-conditioned facility or space for you. You can identify these sites with the Polar Bear Cool Zone logo, which I'll show you on the next slide. The public can arrive unannounced and then be able to access that space during the published hours of operation. Have public access to the restroom. Visitors are under no obligation to purchase any goods or services. So that means if you're at the library, if you're at one of the museums or any other locations that are a cool zone, if you are there specifically for the cool zone, you are under no obligation to pay for anything. It's a free, accessible site for the public just to get some heat respite. And then the sites will also accommodate service animals, but we'll let you know in the next following slides what some of those policies may be. But this is what we expect all of our cool zone locations to have. So as visitors, you know what to expect as well. In order to find a cool zone, so residents can use officially sanctioned cool zone sites to escape the heat and rest up before they go outside. Say you are looking to go to a particular place, but you don't have transportation. We do have transportation assistance available if you call the call center or through 211 San Diego. We have rideshare or other services available to make sure that you're able to get to the site. And so there's a couple different ways that you can get to or learn more information about the Cool Zones program. First, you can call the AIS or Aging and Independent Services call center at 800-339-4661. There's going to be a prompt that says, are you looking for the Cool Zones program? You press that number and you will be answered by a live person who can answer any questions that you may have. You can also call 211 San Diego. We know 211 has a whole lot of resources available, but by calling 211 and requesting a cool zone, they'll also refer you to a list of locations that are nearby. And we also have a website, www.coolzones.org, that provides information as well as resources regarding the program. Now we know that not everyone may be able to access a cool zone site. So if you are a homebound individual who is 60 years of age or above, or disabled and living on a limited income, so you are unable to get to a cool zone site, we do want to make sure you are getting relief from the heat as well. So if you call AIS, so at the 800 number, you may be eligible to receive a free electric fan. So that way you're still able to get relief from the heat, even though you're unable to use or utilize and get to a cool zone site. But again, you'd have to call our phone number at 800-339-4661 to make sure that you're eligible, but we'll get that to you if you are. So just a little bit more on how to access and find the cool zones. So this is just a quick snapshot of the Cool Zones website. So again, coolzones.org. It has some information about the program, but just wanted to bring your attention to this link that's circled that says Cool Zones location. If you click this link, it gets you to a directory. And sorry, this is really small. I can go on the browser as well to walk through it. But this directory shows you the list of sites that are available throughout the county. As of this morning, we have 44 sites throughout the county, from Alpine, Potrero, Borrego Springs to Spring Valley, all sorts of, we try to make it as accessible as possible. We have 44 sites made up of libraries, community centers. I think we have a museum and fire department. And it lists here their address, so you know where to go. If you're looking for a particular city, say you're looking for a national city, you can scroll through where it says city or zip code to find the one that's most convenient for you. And then it also has the hours of operation. So for example, if you were looking for a place when it's the hottest, say like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you are close to Spring Valley, you can see right here, you can look at Casa de Oro branch libraries available, and you can stop by 10 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. If you were looking for weekends, you can also look Saturday and Sunday to see if there are any hours listed there, and you can access sites that way. Also a little bit easier to find, we have 2 sources of interactive maps. So this is the county maintained map where right here it says click on the map or enter your full address. And I just put a zip code 91977 there. And you can see to the right here, it lists the different locations you can go to that are close by. SDG&E also maintains a really helpful map that shows all of the different locations, and it functions pretty similarly, where you can enter a location, enter a zip code, and it will direct you to the ones and options that are closest by to you. So that's the Cool Zone program. Again, they are free air-conditioned spaces that's available to the public to use, especially when there's extreme weather or it's really warm outside, and say you don't have air conditioning in your own space or in your own building. We really encourage you and let others know as well that there are resources available to still be able to find relief from the heat. You can access the Cool Zones program or learn more by calling our phone number at 800-339-4661, as well as 211. And then you can visit our website where it has the standards of participation form for any facilities that may be interested in becoming a Cool Zone site, or for anyone else who's looking at the directory and wants to find more information. But again, extreme heat, the warm weather is still a public health concern, especially today and in San Diego. It's always really warm here. So we want to make sure that you all know that there are resources available to you individually with the tips that Carolyn provided, as well as throughout the community with the Cool Zones program. With that being said, that brings me to the end of my presentation. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
I was just going to add, Mary, that also the Cool Zones usually typically open in May and close October 31st, but with COVID, we started it later this year, obviously in the middle of June, but they do close all of them on October 31st, the Cool Zone sites. Great,
thank you for adding that. Yeah, as Carolyn said, with COVID, it's been kind of just a funky kind of year. So we are opening a little bit late, but this program is available on an annual basis, typically during the summer. Any questions or clarifications I can provide?
Do you mind, since you mentioned about, COVID precautions and things like that, are there any specific precautions? Do you have to wear a mask or what to expect when you go to these locations?
Sure. So of course, anyone, if you feel more comfortable, you are more than welcome to wear your mask. But it's just kind of based on the guidance that's available at the moment. So if you are fully vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask, but you do just have to follow based on the type of facility it is. So libraries may have their own guidance in terms of whether or not they want vaccinated to wear a mask or unvaccinated to wear a mask. Again, if you're showing symptoms, we recommend that you stay at home or call ahead of time to the facility to see if they have separate spaces available for you to utilize. But of course, we want to make sure everyone feels safe and is safe. So there may be some precautions, but it is based on the facility that you are going to. Any other questions or comments?
Feel free to also type it into the chat if you would like to ask that way. Really thankful to have Mary here and Carolyn to answer your questions. Also, just to give more information about these programs. So we'll give you some time if you have questions or not. We're just grateful to have them here and for their lovely presentations. Thank you for the link in the chat. So just as a reminder, and we'll send this out following, we'll send you a copy of the slides and then, the link to the locations and to some of the other resources listed throughout the presentation. And if when in doubt, you can always call their helpline. I've tried it out. There is always a live person and they're always extremely kind and helpful, which is always a bonus.
Thank you.
And I put the phone number in there as well, but you'll have a copy of the presentation if you have any other questions or comments.
Perfect, thank you. So if there are no questions or comments, that will actually conclude our presentation today. Thank you for joining. And if this isn't too cheesy, I hope you all stay cool out there and just stay safe and just keep in mind there's a lot of available resources out there in San Diego County. We're all here to support you.